tablature. In tablature, we have 6 lines, one representing each of the strings. So we have our low E on the bottom. So when you're first looking at it, it could be, when you're first learning guitar, it could be confusing to have the top string that you're looking at when you're playing is the bottom string on the paper. And so, like I say, if you hold the guitar up flat, that kind of makes things line up more. But of course, you can't play it that way. But that allows you to see that your top string is referred to as number 1. And it's at the top in tablature. And when we did the tablature in class, we got as far as playing an E chord, where at the top it'll tell you what the chord is usually in tablature, and then you can play. If it's a chord, you can play them. So in this particular case, we're looking at an E chord, and you can look at the tablature and you can see that there's 0 on the E string, which means the E string is open. No fret is being played on that, but you're playing the string. On the A string, because you're playing an E chord, you're automatically playing the 2nd fret of the A string. On the D string, you're playing the 2nd fret of the D string. And on the G, you're playing the 1st fret of the G. And then we're playing the last 2, the high 2 strings, the first 2 actually, those are both 0. So in this particular case, we're playing all the strings, but we're not playing quite all together. We're kind of strumming them on a slow strum. Just kind of break it up a little bit. The diagram just before it, we were playing them all as one, so we're just so that's the first diagram with a or the second diagram is where they're kind of broken up a little bit. And the next diagram, we're playing them individually. So we play each note, and because we're forming an E chord, they're already in the right position for the using the numbers that are indicated. So we're playing the 0, open E, A string, 2nd fret, the 2nd fret of the D, 1st fret of the G, open, and then open E. So that's what these numbers represent. 2nd fret of the A, 2nd fret of the D, 1st fret of the G, open B, open E, and then we work our way back. Sounds good? Now in this example, we're starting out with an E, and so if we do that, it helps us with the first 6 notes of this particular one. So we're playing the B open, the G 1st fret, and then the D 2nd fret, and then we work our way back up. G the 1st fret, B open, and then the E open. So we can play that a little quicker because we have the E chord formed. We can just play those. Nice. All right. Sounds good. And then we can't rely on the E chord at this point. After this, it's really just working with each of the numbers. So we have a 4 on the E string, and then a 2 on the E string, and open. So that's that next part of it. Then we go to the G string, and we have a 1 and a 3. And then the B string's open. So those next 6 notes, we could probably play those as a phrase. So it's 4, do that again. Then we play it a little slower. That's that next phrase. We're playing the 4th fret of the E string, the 2nd fret of the E string, and then open, and then the G, 1st fret, 3rd fret, and then the B open. All right. And then we go ahead. And then we have on the B string, we're starting another phrase. So it's another 6 notes that we can use to play this. There's 2. The B string's played open twice, and then we're using that 4th fret of the E string again, and then the second fret. It's almost like the same phrase we did earlier for that part. So we're just reusing it. Good. So yeah, we're going to go. And then we're going to play the 4th fret of the B string to finish that phrase. And then we're going to, the last phrase is starting with the 2nd fret of the B string. And then I should use my second finger to do that, just to, I'm not showing my fingers as well, but I should use a second finger for that because I want to use the same finger as the fret to make it easier to memorize and not have to always look at your hand. If you use your second finger for the 2nd fret, it just makes it more of a natural movement. Right, so we're going to play the 2nd fret of the B with our 2nd finger, 4th fret of the B with our 4th finger, and then the high E twice, 2nd fret of the B, open B, sorry, 1st fret of the G, and then the 2nd fret of the G. So that, let's start that. Alright, so that's the tablature, and then we had a mystery tune that I heard someone playing correctly in class. So this is 1st fret of the B, twice, 3rd fret of the B, and then E open. Then we're going to play the 1st fret of the B, E open, and 3rd fret of the B. And then there's an open G. It's kind of like a filler tone. I'll play a little song. All right. So basically, the main goal here is so you understand what's happening with the tablature. And I can hear some of you playing it correctly, so I know you're getting it. So that's good. And then at the bottom, we have a C scale. This is a good one to practice and learn how to play. It's a C scale. I'll play it regular pace first. And there's a C chord at the end. So we're going to play this with multiple strings. When we learned how to play a C scale in class initially, we played it with 1 string, and we just worked up the string this way. Now we're going to use multiple strings to play it, and we're going to use the 3rd fret of the A, which is a C note, a starting note. And then we go to the open D. So that's a C note to start with, and then a D note. Basically, we're going to be playing C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Just the alphabet starting with C and wrapping around back to C again. So we're doing a C on the A string, 3rd fret. And this will help you learn the notes on your guitar. Then we're playing the D string open. Then we're playing the 2nd fret of the D. Then we're playing the 3rd fret of the D. Just like the numbers are saying. Then on the G, we'll play 0, open G. 2nd fret of the G. Open B. And 1st fret of the B. So that's playing the C scale in a ascending scale. Good, I'm hearing all good notes. They're all notes in the C scale, the key of C. And then the second half is just playing it backwards. So we walked our way up the scale. We played the 3rd fret of the A. Open D, 2nd fret of D. Sounds good. And then we're working our way back. So we're going to play the B string 1st fret. That's a C note. Then we open, that's a B, the B string. 2nd fret of the G, which is an A. Open is a G. Then we're going to go to the 3rd fret of the D, that's an F. 2nd fret is an E. and then open D, and then a C. So when we walked up, it was C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And when we walk backwards, it's C, B, A. And when we hit A, we have to, when we're wrapping around, we go to G, G, here's the G string. And then F, E, D, open string D, A. And then we play a C chord just to kind of fill it all in. All right, so that's that.